Hello friends, today I am going to give you a very important exam tip, how to write the paper in the exam. All of you write in the exam, but different students get different marks. Okay, somebody comes into merit list, somebody comes All India topper, and some students are not able to get enough marks. The reason is, how do you present your answer in the exam? The examiner does not know you. The only way he can understand your intellect, your knowledge, your conceptual clarity is through your answer sheet. Okay, so examination is the only window through which you interact with the examiner. So what is the main difference between a rank holder, a merit holder, a topper and an ordinary student? The main difference is how do you present your answer. So today we are going to talk about how to present your answer in the examination paper. Even if you write correct answer, not presented properly, not understandable, then probably you will lose marks in the exam. And as you know, in the intermediate exam, you have maximum weightage on the subjective questions. There are very few MCQs. In sub-subject there is no MCQ at all. So therefore, the presentation of the answer becomes very important for scoring very high marks. So I will divide my discussion into two: how to present practical papers like accounts, advanced account, costing, financial management, and how to answer theory questions or theory subjects like auditing, law, EIS, SM. Okay. So in practical papers like costing, accounts, advanced account, financial management, the examiner is interested in knowing how the student has arrived at the answer. So what you have to do, you have to write all the working notes. For every calculation that you have done, there must be some presentation in your answer. The answer has to flow in a logical sequence. It shows your thinking process to the examiner. Is he thinking sequentially or not? Okay. And you must write step by step answer. Most of your teachers must have taught you that answer have to be written in step by step manner. So step 1 should lead to step 2, step 2 should lead to step 3, and you must give the cross referencing also. It becomes very easy for the examiner to check your paper, understand how you have arrived at the answer, and therefore he will be very pleased with you and give you more marks. But if you don't show the calculation, do not write in a logical sequence, he gets confused. You can imagine he has to check the papers of 200, 300 students in a short span of 15 to 20 days. He does not have enough time to go into details of how you have calculated the answer. He will not sit with a calculator and spend 2 hours on only one paper. Make his life easy. Okay, he will make your life easier. Next is how to write theory question. Theory question I have found students try to attempt and they write something. They write anything. They write everything except what was supposed to be written. Okay, so even if you write for 2 pages but it doesn't contain the real answer, in professional exams you will not get the marks. Okay, because students just keep what is called hovering around the bushes, okay, without actually hitting the target on the head. So how to write theory papers? First of all, you must begin with a small introduction of the question being asked. In a case study like problem, begin with the introduction, try to quote the section or the provision of the law or the provision of the standard from where this question is asked. Link your problem given in the question paper with the provision of the law and how you have arrived at the solution. In general theory questions, try to write in small paragraphs. Okay, wherever possible, write in point-wise form. Wherever possible, write in point-wise form. Okay, in case of important headings, you can underline with the help of your pen. Do not use a red pen in the exam, and This will help the examiner to read what you want him to read. Many times they don't have enough time to check long theory papers, so they will just be interested in knowing whether the student has covered all the key aspects of the answers or not. So therefore, in that case, you can make the examiner read what you want him to read by highlighting, not using highlighter but by using your pen only. And institute does not allow you to use highlighter in the answer sheet, nor you can use multicolor pen. The same blue or black pen that you are using, you can use it for underlining. Now I have seen many papers, okay, when we conduct the class test or when the student get the evaluated sheet from the institute and they bring it before me, there is a big problem of grammar, there is a big problem of spelling. Student write wrong grammar, wrong spelling. Now we are not doing an informal exercise. It's not a WhatsApp message that you are sending to the institute. You are writing a professional exam, so your answer should reflect professionalism by ensuring that there are no spelling error, no grammatical error, okay, sentence construction is proper. This will please the examiner. This will please the examiner, okay. So it's basically examiner pleasing exercise. When you're writing a theory paper, write it so nicely, so neatly, he feels happy. He should not feel frustrated or irritated. Otherwise, you know what he will do. He will not read your full answer also, and he will deduct marks. One of the golden rules which I have followed to get very good marks in all the exams that I have appeared, you make the life of examiner easy. He will make your life easier. You make his life difficult, he will make your life more difficult. Okay, so how to make his life easy? I have told you. Write in good handwriting, write neatly, avoid spelling error, avoid grammatical error, use proper sentences. Okay, do not write irrelevant things, write the relevant things, relevant provisions, okay, in a very logical sequence. And that will require a lot of practice before you go to the exam. Make it easier for you, he will make it easier for you. Make it difficult for him, he will make it more difficult for you. So before you start writing, plan your answer. Think how are you going to move ahead in your writing the answer. Effective presentation begins with planning. So many times if the question is very lengthy, maybe on the last sheet, you can do a rough sketch of your steps you will follow, and then you start writing the answer on the main page. So that will really help you to get good marks. Students have asked me this question maybe thousands of times. Sir, how did you get rank? In all the 3 exams of CA course, we are not able to pass also, and you got rank after rank, and that too the highest possible rank, like 2nd rank, 4th rank, 24th rank. So the reason for getting the rank by a rank holder, not just me but any other rank holder if you ask, is extra. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that extra. And what does this extra stand for? This extra means extra passion. Passion to achieve, passion to recognition, passion to accomplish. So that passion you have to bring in your studies, that I want to come in rank. Okay, I will be putting extra effort, extra focus, okay, extra in everything that I do. Extra revision I will do, extra practice I will do, extra presentation I will do in the exam. In case if you are willing to put this extra in everything that you do, you are bound to come in the merit list of the exam. So what you have to do, just think every day that I want to get a rank. If possible, write it on a piece of paper, paste it on a wall, and you check it every day. So this will motivate you that yes, I have an objective to achieve, I want to come in the merit list, and you will put more efforts to achieve that. Every day repeat, I want to come in merit list. Okay, whenever you are feeling low, read it. Keep also looking at the name of those students who have come into merit list in the past exam. you will find that most of them were as ordinary as you. But because of these extra efforts that they had put, they have come into the merit list. So, thank you very much for watching this video. All the best. Tomorrow I am going to guide you how to manage your time and stress. Okay? Thank you.